NASA has released more photos from the world's most powerful telescope, revealing the deep secrets of space. These simply stunning images use infrared technology to view the creation of stars like we've never seen them before.
It started with a missing patch of stars. In a deep field image from the James Webb Space Telescope, where thousands of galaxies should have been, there was just nothing. A perfect circle of absolute black. At first, scientists thought it was a sensor error. But then, the terrifying truth became clear. The darkness was moving. This anomaly, found in a supposedly empty corner of the universe, wasn't just blocking light, it was eating it. This deep space mystery is unlike anything ever seen. A cosmic predator that operates outside the known laws of physics and is now showing signs of intelligence. A patch of missing sky. The James Webb Space Telescope is the most powerful time machine ever built. With its massive golden mirror stretching 21 feet across, it can capture the faint, ancient light from the dawn of creation. Its mission is to look back over 13.5 billion years to see the very first galaxies ignite in the darkness. In its first year, it has already shattered our understanding of the early universe. It discovered galaxies like JD's GS-Z 14-0, a galaxy whose light traveled for so long to reach us that we are seeing it as it was just 300 million years after the Big Bang. That's a distance of over 33 billion light-years away. The things nobody tells you is that at those distances, galaxies should be small, chaotic, and disorganized. But Webb is finding monsters out there, galaxies that are bafflingly huge, bright, and well-formed, something scientists thought was impossible. But not all things are what they seem. While everyone was focused on the new galaxies, a team of astronomers noticed something wrong in a sector of space previously thought to be completely empty. It was a deep field observation, a long exposure meant to capture the faintest, most distant objects imaginable. Thousands of tiny smudges, each a galaxy containing billions of stars, should have filled the frame. Instead, there was a hole, a perfect circle of absolute, profound blackness. It wasn't a shadow cast by something in front of it. There was no dust cloud or nebula. The instruments showed that light from distant galaxies was entering the area, but nothing was coming out. It was being consumed. This terrifying anomaly was unlike a black hole. A black hole warps space, and you can see the light from galaxies behind it bending around the edges in a phenomenon called gravitational lensing. This was different. This was a clean, perfect circle of nothing. The light went in, and it simply vanished without a trace. The initial data was so bizarre it was dismissed as a sensor glitch. But they pointed the telescope back to the same spot, and there it was again. And then came the truly chilling discovery. The void was moving. It was drifting slowly, deliberately, through the cosmic web, a predator gliding through the emptiness of deep space. This wasn't just an absence of matter. It was an absence of physics as we know it, a terrifying entity that simply shouldn't exist. The team tracked it for days, their excitement turning into a quiet sense of dread. The object was massive, estimated to be hundreds of millions of miles across, yet it contained nothing. No matter, no energy, no radiation. Just a hunger for light. The existence of cosmic voids is nothing new. Our own Milky Way galaxy sits inside one called the KBC void. But those are just areas with fewer galaxies. The Buddha's void, for example, is a supervoid nearly 330 million light-years in diameter, sometimes called the Great Nothing because it's so empty. But it's not truly empty, and it certainly doesn't eat light. This new discovery was something else entirely. A true void, a moving darkness that was actively erasing parts of the universe from existence. What it did next would turn scientific curiosity into genuine fear. What could a moving void that eats light possibly want? The answer is more terrifying than you can imagine. A signal in the dark. As the James Webb Space Telescope continued its silent vigil, watching the terrifying anomaly from billions of miles away, the object began to change. For several days, its perimeter, the perfect circle of nothingness, started to fluctuate. It pulsed, expanding and contracting slowly, rhythmically, almost as if it were breathing. Many people are crazy about this kind of impossible observation. A dead spot in space shouldn't have a heartbeat. The team watched, mesmerized and horrified, as this cosmic entity inhaled and exhaled the light of ancient galaxies. But the real shock, the moment that changed everything, came when they analyzed the ripples of distorted light at the edge of the void. The pulses weren't random. They were a signal. The ripples were coming in a precise mathematical sequence. First 2 pulses, then a pause. Then 3 pulses, a pause. Then 5. Then 7. Then 11. The sequence was unmistakable. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Prime numbers. This wasn't a natural phenomenon. No star, nebula, or cosmic event produces a signal based on the building blocks of mathematics. This was deliberate. It was intelligent. The terrifying darkness in deep space wasn't just a mindless cosmic predator. It was a thinking entity, and it was sending a message across the universe. You see, the signal itself was another impossibility. It wasn't an electromagnetic wave, like a radio signal or light. It was a physical disruption in space-time itself, a ripple in the fabric of the universe, broadcast by the rhythmic breathing of the void. Scientists on the project were stunned into silence. How do you respond to a message that isn't made of energy, but of reality itself? The implications were staggering. An intelligence billions of years old, existing in a form we can't comprehend, was communicating using the universal language of math. The prime number sequence was clearly a beacon, a way of saying, I am not natural. I am a product of intelligence. But what was the message? Was it a greeting? A warning? The team felt a profound sense of cosmic vertigo. They had set out to find the origins of light, and instead found an intelligent darkness. The thing nobody tells you is that when you stare into the abyss, sometimes the abyss not only stares back, but it also starts talking to you. The mystery of its signal was terrifying enough, but where it was going was even worse. The void was not just signaling, it was moving with a purpose, and its destination was chillingly familiar. It knows we are here. The terror escalated when the object began to move in a way that defied the laws of physics. One moment, it was in one location, and the next, it would simply vanish and reappear millions of miles away, without ever traveling through the space in between. It was like a strobe light flashing across the cosmos. This dimensional shifting proved it was not bound by the speed of light, or even our understanding of time. This was an entity that could exist in multiple places, or perhaps multiple dimensions, at once. But it wasn't jumping randomly. The team ran simulations, plotting its reappearances on a 3-dimensional map of the universe. The result made their blood run cold. The points formed a perfect, tightening spiral, an interstellar trajectory with a clear and unmistakable destination at its center, a small blue-green planet in the outer arm of the Milky Way. It was pointing directly at Earth. The entity wasn't just intelligent, it knew we were here. It was closing the distance, not by traveling, but by folding space and time. As it got closer, its behavior became even more bizarre. The geometric patterns of distorted light around its edge began to stabilize, forming intricate fractal formations. These patterns were eerily familiar. They looked exactly like biological systems, the branching of trees, the veins in a leaf, the complex pathways of neurons in a human brain. It was as if the object was adjusting itself, mirroring the very observers who were watching it. It was responding to being seen, learning from our gaze. Then came the most unbelievable discovery of all. Buried deep within the timing sequence of its prime number pulses was a hidden layer of information. It was a complex mathematical constant known as the Lemur prime spiral, something that does not occur naturally in cosmic phenomena. When the scientists grafted this spiral into 3 dimensions, it formed a perfect double helix. It was a near-identical match to the structure of human DNA. The timing intervals of the signal even match the sequencing of our genetic codons. This deep space anomaly, this ancient, light-eating void, understood the fundamental blueprint of human life. The message was now terrifyingly clear. I see you, I know you, and I am coming. After 48 days of observation, the unimaginable happened, leaving behind one final terrifying clue: a universe that thinks. On the 48th day of observation, it was gone. The anomaly, the breathing void, the spiral path, all of it vanished. In the control room, a stunned silence was broken only by the quiet hum of servers. The sector of space where it had been was suddenly, impossibly full of light again. The ancient galaxies it had been consuming were now shining brightly, their light reaching the telescope's mirror as if nothing had ever happened. But that itself was a paradox. The light from those galaxies should have taken millions of years to cross the space the void had occupied. Seeing them instantly was a cosmic magic trick that violated the speed of light itself. The signal stopped. The space-time ripples ceased. There was just an unnerving, profound silence. Had it reached its destination? Was it hiding, lurking just outside our perception? The team frantically scanned petabytes of data from the final moments before it disappeared, and they found it. In the last millisecond of observation, Webb's sensors captured one final, fleeting image. It wasn't a random pattern of static or a cosmic ray artifact. It was a shape, a perfect, symmetrical, angular sigil composed of nested triangles, circles, and lines that seemed to stare back through the lens. It was a symbol, a calling card left behind in the fabric of space-time. Was it a signature? A key? A warning from an entity that paints with reality itself? So, what does this all mean? The thing is, this specific story of a light-eating void is a speculative narrative, a thought experiment based on the incredible power of the James Webb Space Telescope. But the core truth is just as strange, and in some ways, even more profound. Webb is finding things that shouldn't exist. Scientists are calling them universe breakers, galaxies that are too big, too bright, and too well-formed to exist so early in the universe. It's like finding a fully grown oak tree in a picture taken a week after the acorn was planted. It's discovering sleeping beauty galaxies that have gone dormant, ceasing all star formation when our models say they should be blazing with activity. The things nobody tells you is that these aren't small errors we need to correct. These discoveries are like an archaeologist finding a fully functional smartphone inside a sealed Egyptian tomb. It doesn't just change one detail. It forces you to throw out the entire history book and start from scratch. Our entire model of cosmology, the official rulebook for how the universe is supposed to work, might be fundamentally wrong. Scientists are finding hundreds of these impossible galaxies, not just one or two. The universe isn't just breaking the rules, it's acting like the rules were never there to begin with, for the ones wondering if this could all happen overnight. If these discoveries mean we're missing some key detail, the answer is a resounding yes. We are absolutely missing the key details. Our understanding of the universe is being rewritten every single day because of this $10 billion eye in the sky. Every new image it sends back is another page torn from our old textbooks, another puzzle piece that doesn't fit anywhere on the board. What we thought was a clear picture of cosmic history is turning out to be a profound and unsettling mystery that is only getting deeper. We look out into the cosmos and expect to find random, beautiful chaos, but instead, Webb is showing us an unnerving amount of intricate order that defies our explanations. It forces us to ask questions that were once confined to late-night science fiction. Are we just seeing the ghost of mathematical laws playing out on a cosmic scale, a beautiful but meaningless pattern? What other impossible things are hiding out there in the dark? Are we truly ready for the answers? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the biggest mysteries in the universe, be sure to like this video and subscribe.